Now that you have been introduced to all the elements of nonfiction, we are going to put those to use. Let's read the article McDonald's Slims Down Happy Meals by Banishing Cheeseburgers and evaluate it for its structure, purpose, support, tone, and perspective. So, McDonald's will soon banish cheeseburgers and chocolate milk from its Happy Meal menu. It is a part of an effort to cut down on calories, sodium, saturated fat, and sugar that kids consume at McDonald's restaurants. Diners can still ask specifically for cheeseburgers or chocolate milk with the kids' meal, but the fast food company said that not listing them will reduce how often they're ordered. 4 years ago, the company removed soda from the Happy Meal menu. Orders for soda with Happy Meals have fallen 14% since then, the company said. The Happy Meal has long been a target of health advocates and parents who link it to childhood obesity. McDonald's has made many tweaks over the years. They've included cutting the size of its fries and adding fruit. Most recently, it swapped out its apple juice for one that has less sugar. It has been especially important as the company tries to shake its junk food image. McDonald's is known for getting more business from families with children relative to its traditional rivals, such as Burger King and Wendy's. The Happy Meal is a pretty key part of that. The latest changes will occur in the United States by June. The McDonald's company is based in Oak Brook, Illinois. It said Thursday that it wants all its Happy Meal options to have 600 calories or fewer and have less than 650 milligrams of sodium. It also wants less than 10% of the meal's calories to come from saturated fat and added sugar. The cheeseburger and chocolate milk didn't meet those new standards, the company said. It is, however, working to cut sugar from the chocolate milk. The company believes chocolate milk will be back on the Happy Meal menu eventually, but doesn't know when that will happen. There will be other tweaks too. The 6-piece chicken nugget Happy Meal will now come with the kid-sized fries instead of a small. The switch will lower calories and sodium from the fries by half. Bottled water will be added as an option to the Happy Meal menu, but will cost extra. Currently, the Happy Meal menu lists milk, chocolate milk, and apple juice. Soda does not cost extra. For international restaurants, the company said that at least half of the Happy Meal options available must meet its new nutritional guidelines. The company said some countries are adding new menu items to comply. In Italy, for example, a grilled chicken sandwich was added to the Happy Meal menu. To help with the analysis, we can use the Nonfiction Elements worksheet. To start this process, I pulled 4 pieces of evidence or support from the article. The first one is McDonald's will soon banish cheeseburgers and chocolate milk from its Happy Meal menu. It is part of an effort to cut down on calories, sodium, saturated fat, and sugar that kids consume at McDonald's restaurants. And I decided that this type of support was a statement. The next one I pulled was the latest changes will occur in the United States by June. This piece of support or evidence is a research that the author did. The third piece, it said Thursday that it wants all its Happy Meal options to have 600 calories or fewer and have less than 650 milligrams of sodium. It also wants less than 10% of the meal calories to come from saturated fat and added sugar. This is a statement specifically from the McDonald's company itself. The last piece of evidence I pulled was the 6-piece chicken nugget Happy Meal will now come with a kid-sized fries instead of a small. The switch will lower calories and sodium from the fries by half. And I labeled this type of support as research. Next, I did my best to explain what I thought the support was doing. So if we go back up to the first one, the first thing I noted is that the word banish does seem like an exaggerated word, and that it's just stating the restaurant is removing choices to cut calories. So overall, I think it's just providing us information or giving us the facts. The same with the second one. I feel like as an explanation, it's just stating when the changes will occur and where. The third piece of evidence, I was able to determine that the statement came from the McDonald's company by reading the sentence in front of it in the article. And then it's just stating that the company wants to make these changes in the calories, sodium, saturated fat, and sugar counts. The last piece, once again, is just stating changes that need to be made. And I feel like, once again, that's just kind of giving facts. So at this point, I feel like looking through all of the evidence and support and looking at the article as a whole, I can identify the purpose as this article as informational. The next element to consider is the structure. If we take a look at the structure, the article talks a lot about McDonald's image and what they are doing to change it. It is not providing any information in sequential order. There's no problem being given that needs to be solved. I see nothing being compared and contrasted. So it has to be a cause and effect structure. The cause being McDonald's junk food image, and that has impacted them and caused the effect that they are making menu changes in an effort to make them seem more healthy. The next element to analyze is tone. In going through the article, I saw very few emotional or loaded words. The only one that I noticed, I already pointed out to you in the evidence, was banished. And it was a part of the title as well as the opening paragraph. And I think it was used to hook the readers. The rest of the information was just presented very matter-of-factly. So I decided to label the tone as very straightforward. The last element to analyze is perspective. You do this by answering all of the author questions for perspective. So the first thing I did is figure out who the author was. It's Joseph Pisani. Then I looked up the author's background on Google, and I found out that he is a retail reporter and he is very familiar with business trends and the impact those trends have on communities. The next question asks what the author's relation to the subject is. As a retail reporter for the Associated Press, I feel like he's got a pretty good connection to understanding businesses and how and why they make changes. The next question is, how is the author presenting the subject? I was able to determine that he really had no bias, prejudice, or preconceived notions that I noticed, and that he just seemed to be presenting facts and statements from the company. The last question is the author knowledgeable and reliable? Yes, I think the author is very familiar with business and retail trends as a retail reporter, and he has a very good proven track record with the Associated Press. And I was able to gain all of this by doing a simple Google search. So now that I am finished analyzing the nonfiction elements of this article, I can say that this is a pretty reliable piece of nonfiction text with confidence. And that is what you can do once you learn how to analyze and truly use and break down an article into its nonfiction elements.